Hey. Okay, so there is a HBO series coming on September 4th, so that's Monday. And this is going to be big because I feel like there's some sort of plot twist coming with this whole Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez case. So, Tory Lanez has already been found guilty and he has been sentenced to 10 years. Megan Thee Stallion is, she has not really come out with an album or new songs. She has recently performed and, let us know that she's strong and she made some sort of announcement like you guys didn't break me. But I really feel like there's some sort of plot twist coming because there has been rumors that there is supposedly some sort of footage showing that Kelsey shot Meg. So there's that. And I also feel like with this series coming out, with this I guess docu-series coming out on HBO, which I'm not buying because I really feel like they really clowned. Whoever was looking at this and looking at this as entertainment, first of all, I feel like Tory Lanez played into it by doing the things that he did on social media, thinking this was a game. And at the end of the day, he kind of took a hit here. So I feel like there was a lot of pressure in the courtroom for the judge, for attorneys, and a lot of the things that were going on when at the end of the day, Tory Lanez, you're the one who's going to suffer. You're gonna suffer the consequences. So the games that he was playing on the internet and all those jokes and the songs, I think that was really detrimental, and it kind of played into this whole docu-series that has been made. Now, the pros about the docu-series is there's not going to be anything held back. So the things that we were not able to see, it could put Tory Lanez in a more negative light. Because let's really break this down. Tory Lanez, we heard, so first, a lot of people were saying no, Tory Lanez didn't do that. And I think at one point he didn't directly deny it, but he said, "Come on, I wouldn't do anything like that." That was one of the ways that he denied having anything to do with the shooting. So I think this is on, let's see. So I think that was one of the ways that he denied, being part of the shooting, is that he was like, that he wouldn't do anything like that. So we weren't really sure. We weren't really getting a definitive, denial from him. So there was speculation. Then there was a post veering towards Kelsey being the shooter. And someone from Tory Lanez's account or Tory Lanez's account said Kelsey did not do it. So now it leads to believe, okay, is that Tory taking responsibility for shooting Meg? If you're commenting, I just feel like, Tory, you didn't have to comment on that post. If you felt like she did, or if you felt, why would you want to protect her anyway? It just had nothing to do with you. It was just a post online. You commented on it, right? Then after that, after the trial was complete, or I think it was during the trial, the phone call was played in the courtroom and that got released. And that is where a lot of the people who were on Tory's side were saying, oh, wait, Tory has got to be guilty because of the things that he said in the phone call. One of the things that he said in the phone call with Kelsey is that he said, I was drunk, right? He was intoxicated. And he also says, however, he said, oh, because I wouldn't do anything like that. And he said, but he does apologize for his actions. So a lot of people, including Tory, were alluding to that the phone call had nothing to do with him actually shooting Meg, but it had actually to do with the things that he said that influence what happened that night. But he specifically said in that phone call, he apologized for his actions. So what actions did you take that you were apologizing for? Now, there was speculation that he abused or beat up Kelsey, that he was physical with Kelsey. I don't know if he was physical with Meg, but there was some sort of like there was speculation that he was physical with Kelsey. So was he apologizing for that? But then he did not admit to that. So I feel like there's a plot twist coming, especially with this series coming out. But I don't know if that plot twist necessarily is going to relieve Tory or vindicate Tory and hold Kelsey responsible. Just because if that was the case, I think that evidence that supposedly exists, that Tory's attorneys would have had it by now, the court would have had it by now, and Tory would have been free. But as it stands today, Tory is looking at 10 years in prison. So I'm really intrigued to know. I don't think I'm necessarily gonna go onto HBO and watch this series that's coming out on September 4th. But I do really feel like Tory should be able to do his appeal or revisit his case to get a lower amount of time because of the spectacle, because of the way that the case was handled. I feel like it was handled specifically for entertainment purposes. I feel like there has to be something like I think I've heard of where like a case because because it's getting so much media attention that it can be tried somewhere else. So I think the lawyers should have like some sort of workaround because it's very suspicious that now, I mean, Tory was just sentenced the other day and they're already putting out this docuseries, which at the same time, now that I think about it, it's not that abnormal because they did do the same thing with R. Kelly, and I did not watch that. I can't with the R. Kelly case. I really can't. I didn't watch that. I didn't even follow that case. It's too much. But I felt like Tory, whether he was innocent or guilty, I think he made things worse for himself by playing into this whole entertainment. It's like I don't know, it was almost like if I'm gonna go out with a bang, because you really did yourself in by playing on social media, playing into a lot of, the entertainment of it all, when it was not something to be entertained. It was not something, it was your life. You could have been possibly going to jail for 20 years and you're there playing this game. So I'm really, I want to say I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised at the fact that someone is going to be making money. I hope that the victims in the case are able to make money from this series. I know for sure Tory is probably not going to see a dime from this. I hope that, the victims are able to gain monetary wise. And because I know that I'm going to mess up the name, but her name was Anna something. And it's a Anna something. It's a series on Netflix, and it's great. And Anna basically was impersonating like she was some sort of heiress, and that she was rich and she was a millionaire, and she was borrowing money from all of her friends. I don't even know how she got away with that, because I would notice. I'm like, girl, if you so millionaire, why you need to borrow money from me? But that's what she was doing, and eventually she got caught. She went as far as doing this with the banks and things like that, and eventually she got caught. She went to jail, and they made a series about her on Netflix, and she was not able to gain anything monetary wise or profit from that series, which kind of sucks, because she ended up owing money to different people because of she scammed a lot of people. So they should have let her, monetize. But anyway, that is what is going on. September 4th, this series is coming out for Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. And I really would like to know what Megan Thee Stallion feels about this series, because now she kind of has to relive the whole thing over again. She has to kind of see it play out again. If I was her, I wouldn't want to watch it. I don't really want to watch it. I just kind of think like, wow, they're gaining, someone is profiting off of the pain and, making this into entertainment. But it is going to be very intriguing to see what more we find out other than what we were speculating, because I think the original statements from Kelsey from the night when it happened, I think that is going to be released on that series. So it's going to be interesting to see every single side, because we're going to get Kelsey's take from what actually happened. So I think this might make Tory look worse. And even up to two weeks ago, Tory put out a statement still denying that he did anything wrong. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think either Tory's going to start to get more hate, or there's going to be, if that video comes out, that'll help to combat kind of people believing that, he's guilty as well. So hope, in his case, if there is really a video of Kelsey, I think that should, reveal itself. So that's what people have been saying. But I think that's going to turn everything on its ear if there really is a video of Kelsey shooting. But let me know what you think. And those of you who believe that this was something that Roc Nation did to Tory Lanez, do you believe that that's the reason why this video has not surfaced in all this time? And I just can't believe that this was a setup from Roc Nation, because, if Roc Nation doesn't get Tory as an artist, that's one artist. Why would they go this far to destroy one person? They can just move on to the next person, right? People who influence are coming out, every year or every couple of months. So if he didn't want to sign to Roc Nation, then they can move on to the next person. I can't imagine that they would, really go after him just because he didn't want to sign with them. It just doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense to me. But the fact that there were people associated with Roc Nation a part of the jury, I think that was something that was said. That is kind of suspicious, or I think that should have been one of his reasons as part of his appeal, if that was the case. If he felt like there's some sort of corruption because people associated with Roc Nation are on the jury or something like that, then you can say, hey, that's a conflict of interest here, because they're associated with one of the victims. So I don't know why that wasn't pointed out. So that's my take on that. I just find it very interesting that this HBO series is coming. And I'm interested to see what unfolds hereafter. So thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.